Hey, what is up, everybody? Good morning. I just wanted to make my next video here and really just kind of open up a little bit more into the camera. Uh, Definitely tons of energy brews up inside here, and I could definitely pump that into the camera. So let me just slow down. Let me bring it down a little bit and get into some depth. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. This morning I was watching the videos coming in from everybody across the world and met a couple people on the accelerator already. I'm actually chatting right now with Pedro. What's going on, man? Good connection right there. What a good dude. And I just wanted to really comment today on a couple people's messages just directly and just say how they kind of relate with my own and how encouraging that it is to hear that other people have similar interests and even other interests that just kind of like spark off these crazy ideas as well. And Dorothy, today you were talking about connection and just taking out the earbuds and kind of looking around to see who you can connect with on the tube, as you guys would say. And it's really interesting because connection is a huge thing that we're missing, and I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to hear rather that America's not the only place suffering, and that you guys are dealing with it on the other side of the pond too, because that means it's global. And when it's global, there's something that needs to be done because these things can cause like crazy epidemics, and we don't want it to get to that point where we just become so desensitized that we can't develop a compassion for other people. It's already happening. We are losing the sense of empathy. There's no chivalry, and there is just so much less like common courtesy and respect nowadays because parents aren't taking the time to teach it to their kids, and the kids are lost, and the internet's not teaching them, and the schools aren't teaching them. So let me link this all back now because my first focus is culinary independence, and the reason why I say you're not just cooking, it's not just recipes, and I call this culinary independence, is because culinary independence establishes the meaning of two words to say that you are truly independent in your own kitchen, in your own way that you eat, that you prepare food and cook for you and your family and your loved ones. And that is something that people don't have. We're all relying on Chinese food, fast food, Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, I love me some Chick-fil-A, but still we can't rely on these places. Relying on the grocery stores. Yeah, rely on them to a point, but don't rely on them to the point where you are finding down every dollar to the sale mark that they have and what's on sale that week, and that's what you buy and that's what you give to your family. Can't do that anymore. I want people to get to a sense where they have this culinary independence and we start cooking more. You start spending more time in the kitchen. Sure, you might cook so much food, but you might invite people over for dinner. Go over to your neighbor's house. Invite them over and come and share this difference that you're going to start living. Because with culinary independence, people are going to start being able to, and this is where I relate with Martin. Martin, I dig where you're going at with testing blood and what men are going through middle age, and just as not only just for men but for everybody to level out their hormones, make sure that their blood is healthy and tested, because we can find out a lot from the blood, and we find out that especially with bad diets in America, our biggest focuses right now are like diabetes, and child obesity rates are just skyrocketing. And I had a client in my old job one time come in with a 2-year-old child, and she had a broken iPhone 6, and she said, I need to get his phone fixed. And I said, this is his phone? Like, it's a 2-year-old? She goes, yeah, I want him to have an Apple Watch soon. The iPhone 6S at the time, like $750 phone. I want my 2-year-old to have an Apple Watch so we could keep track of his heart rate and everything like that, because he's a stage 1 diabetic. That child at the time at the table was sitting there drinking McDonald's sweet tea and eating a McDonald's breakfast burrito, and he was a diabetic. She had no idea. She was listening to what doctors were telling her were the right things to do. She had zero idea that she was literally contributing to her child's illness by feeding him McDonald's, and she was just so lost. Culinary independence, mindfulness, education, building people to be stronger than what the society or the mainstream wants them to be. You know, Dorothy, we really do need to reconnect with people. I cook a lot of food. I invite colleagues over. I try to invite my neighbors over. I try to just get people exposed to living a different lifestyle and kind of let's retrace back to our origins, back to a time. Let's reestablish that age where we did invite our neighbors over. We cooked with our front door open and someone came over and poked their head in and said, "Something smells good in here. What's going on?" And the only way that we can do that is if we start connecting with other people. Is if we start that connection, because if somebody else has the same idea but we're all sitting around not taking any actions, we're not going to get anywhere. And I think that's why we all signed up for this accelerator program, because we were tired of sitting around. Whatever we are doing, some of us are already started in our ventures, some people have no idea, some people are just getting kick-started, and it's just amazing to see, because all I see is just a bunch of people that are ready to take some action, and I see a lot of hungry people out there. Emmy, I'm down with you and your ideas on the video games, man. Phil, recording EDM music. I'm going to Vegas in 3 months to build a concert. We stack the steel, we build it, we see the show, we tear it down. I love that venture. I actually this morning spent a little bit of time recording, spending a little bit of time in my oasis. That's like the third focal point that I have with Never Be Normal, is to focus on your oasis, focus on what makes you happy, focus on just something that you could go to for stress relief, and really just make a difference with things. Because when you can develop your own oasis to retreat to, you don't need to drink, you don't need to smoke, you don't need to exert energy doing other things that harm other people or put yourself in harm's way. Because you need to value yourself and love yourself so that you can love and connect with other people and start giving something. Because if you have nothing to give, well then we need to fix that. We need to get people reestablished and reconnected with themselves and with their neighbors and with other people. Donna, Pedro, Philip, Martin, I'm so excited to work with all of you guys. Brian from London Real, I am just incredibly grateful for all of this opportunity. Make sure you guys are adding me as a friend on Facebook. Hold me accountable. Call me out. I want you to know what you think about my ideas. If you want to see my website, ask, point me in the right direction. Let me know, first and foremost. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. This was a little bit of a lengthy video, but like I said, I wanted to dive in a little bit in depth and just really expose to you guys what exactly I'm doing here. All right, thanks for listening.